Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Pass the Paddock. Today, we're going to talk about teammate pairings for the 2025 season, of course, including my new teammate Liam.
It's hammer time.
Guys, we literally
Guys,
what
What
was
was
that?
that,
what
guys?
the fuck just happened?
I
We
could
just got
not
hacked.
I could
Who
not get
was that?
Anyways, ignoring that, whatever that was, we
I
want to
don't
talk
know.
about the teammate duos of the 2025 season because there's a lot of new pairings that are happening. So we're gonna go over them, tell you guys what we think. We're just gonna have a little chit chat about it. So I think we should start off with the main duo that everybody's talking about, Charles and Lewis.
Oh.
There's a lot surrounding this duo, and I want to know what you guys think. So who wants to start?
I guess I could go
Guys, please.
first. Um, I'm nervous for it. I think it's not going to go very well. I think it's going to start off very PR, very nice, and something's going to happen on track or something, and game over. It's done. They're just not gonna. They're too competitive for it. Charles has been the golden boy of Ferrari for so long, and Lewis came, and for that first time back on track, literally everything. I think there was maybe one Charles post. Man is not used to sharing this like spotlight like that. So I think slowly, as we can already see, Ferrari's gonna make Lewis kind of like the golden boy. He's like our main image right now, and Charles is going to be put on the back burner for a little bit, and I think he's going to have an issue with it, and it's just going to build. I mean, we already saw what happened in Vegas on that radio. He's done with it, and I don't know if it's going to change if just because it's Lewis.
He was like, I'm not gonna be the nice guy anymore. He said that, and let's be real, he definitely means that. And ooh, I'm terrified. I think it's gonna be very entertaining to watch, but that could be in a really good way, or most
A really
likely,
bad
I
way.
think it's honestly like I agree. I think it's gonna kind of be like, woo, it's really nice, it's really cool, like they're really good friends, it's great. But then they're gonna have to start competing because I think they're gonna be on very similar levels when they have the same car. Because we've never seen them in the same car, obviously. So this is gonna be very new and very different. But I think they're gonna be competing. It's gonna kind of get tense and then it's just gonna explode at some point. I don't know if it'll happen this season though. I honestly think that it might be okay, but I feel like at least for a few races minimum, and then it's just gonna keep going up and up and up.
I
So
think it'll start off okay, but I think before the end of the season, it'll crash and burn. Like, I don't see those two playing nice in the same car for
No.
an entire season,
mm.
especially with like Ferrari, like strategy and stuff. Like, we know that's very shaky. So, like, imagine like the shit strategy calls and like, I cannot imagine it going well for a long period of time.
Yeah, Lewis can get kind
Yeah.
of aggressive, so I'm kind of
Yeah,
scared.
they both can. Like, we've seen Charles when he's pissed off. Like, he's not chill.
Mm-mm.
He's
Yeah,
like,
I agree with Cam, like word for word what she said, and I feel like he's gonna get like tense, and I feel like it's gonna show in his driving. Like he's gonna get more aggressive. He's not gonna play like he's not gonna rate like it's not gonna be a clean race. If he gets so
Mm-mm.
frustrated, he's gonna be like, no, if I can't be the golden boy, neither can you. So I'm gonna take us both out. So it's
come
like
here.
Yeah,
not gonna
yeah.
not gonna play nice after a while. Like I kind of agree with Gabby. Maybe it won't be this season, but it's gonna happen sooner or later.
Hmm.
Because they're both so
Yeah.
used to being the center of attention. Like,
Yeah,
Mercedes has always had their full focus on Lewis, and Ferrari has always had their full focus on Charles. So
exactly.
putting two people that expect to be like the number one together,
The
We
two.
saw how well having two number one drivers worked out with McLaren this year and Papaya rules. Like,
exactly.
and that's not something we've seen very often. Think about having to do that to Lewis and Charles. Who comes out on top at this point? Because you're putting them in the same car.
And I don't know if this is like controversial to say, but it's like he's getting with Ferrari, possibly competing for constructors. What if he's fighting for his eighth, ninth world championship? So he's like, I'm not gonna play nice. Like, okay, yeah, I'm on the front foot now. Sorry, Charles. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like it's gonna be kind of dirty.
It's gonna
And
be
Charles
bad.
isn't gonna play nice either. He's like, I'm fighting for my first like drivers championship. Like he's not just because Lewis is there, he's not gonna step back from that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
I do think Ferrari would be stupid though to make Lewis more of a number one because Lewis is only there for a short amount of time. He's at the end of his career.
And Charles is like very
You
loyal
could
to
have
Ferrari.
for a very long time. And
Mhm.
if you piss him off by making Lewis number one now, you're
He's
screwed
gonna
because he's
leave.
gonna look
Yeah.
for other options.
He's definitely on like the edge because he's like he's
Yeah.
forgiven Ferrari so much for a ton of things that's happened in
so
the past.
many things.
And I just don't. It's hard to see Charles. If I ever see an F1 breaking news notification saying that Charles is leaving Ferrari, I think I would actually pass out like for the rest of the day. But
I'd crash
do,
out.
but I do
Like,
think that
done.
at some point, like soon, if Ferrari does not prioritize him, I think they like or value him. Like I definitely think that Charles is gonna look at other options, which is
Yeah.
crazy that I'm even like these words are even coming out of my mouth, but it's very realistic that it will happen.
I think it's so possible.
This is like a
Because
test, I feel like. This is a very
he
big
does not want to
test.
be a second driver at his team. Like that is a team that is
Yeah.
like has been his for so long. He does not want some new guy to come in and
Mm-mm.
make him a second driver. That
Yeah.
would definitely make him turn his head and look for other options.
Yeah.
I don't want that to happen, but I think if Ferrari's stupid enough to not value both of them and try to put Charles as a second,
Mm.
it's inevitable.
Yeah, for sure.
I honestly agree with everything. Like, I'm definitely nervous about, especially like the priority stuff with like, if they're like, oh, like let him buy. I fear it's not going to be that simple as just letting him buy. I don't know. I agree with everything y'all are saying.
I
So
think
there-
the let him buy thing will go very like Lando and Oscar-esque.
yeah.
I don't think it's gonna happen. I think they're gonna say let them buy, and it doesn't matter if it's to Lewis or to Charles. I don't think either of them are gonna do it. They're gonna
I
be
think
like,
it'll like if they do it, it'll be the Lando thing where he doesn't do it until like the very
yeah,
last lap. And
It's
he'll
gonna
be
be
like
petty.
really petty about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't see Lewis doing it. Like I think Charles would at the end of the day, but I don't think Lewis ever would because Lewis has never been told let him buy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like by who?
Imagine telling Lewis Hamilton let him
He'd
buy.
he'd be like, excuse me?
Let
Who are you talking to right
Park
now?
the car. He's like, I'm done.
Yeah.
He's
no
gonna
way.
be like, was that for Charles?
Was that even meant for me?
Oh, wrong radio.
Yeah.
Actually, you were
That
asking
night
the
was
other
at
drivers.
Toto's door knocking. Bring me back. Bring me back.
Oh my God.
I want to come home. They don't treat me right.
Oh,
Keeping the trend with like the top teams, I think we should go to Kimmy and George next. So what do you guys think about them?
They stress me the fuck out. Okay.
I am so
I'm worried.
scared for Kimmy,
I'm worried.
honestly. I feel like George has the chance to be such a good mentor driver, but I have the worst like sinking feeling that he's just gonna be a total like meanie. I think he's gonna be so mean.
based off what happened between him and Max last season,
Yeah.
I don't see
I
it going
don't
well.
like after what Max said, I was like Max seems like I would absolutely trust Max over George, like
would trust
over
him.
like characteristic wise. George seems like very slimy and very like slick and not in a good way. Like I just definitely think that I'm hoping it doesn't affect Kimmy's performance in his first year. I'm hoping George doesn't like have this negative effect. I hope they kind of are just a good seamless duo. They don't really have many issues. They're just kind of doing their own thing. That's a girl can hope, a girl can dream.
It just sucks because I think Kimmy would benefit so much from having like a mentor type
Yeah.
person in
Because
his
George is a
first
great
season.
driver to learn from too.
Yeah, he's brand new. Like he needs somebody that he can learn from. But I fear George is not going to be that.
George is
Like I
like
think
keeping
George is so focused on his career. He is so
Yeah.
focused on like I'm the best. I'm better than everybody else.
Mhm.
That he's not going to like be that like figure for Kimmy, which is terrible.
Yeah. He's gonna keep that
I think I'm
mentality
hoping
that
that
Kimmy
would.
crashed his car in
Oh my
like that
God.
he won like 40 years ago. He like,
He's gonna hold
like
that
10 years
grudge
later, 10
He's
seasons
gonna
later,
hold that over his head
still
the
there.
whole season.
It's gonna be 10 seasons later and they're still in F1 together and he's just gonna be like, I never forgot. I never
The
forgot
first
what she did
time
to my
they're
car.
like, George, let Kimmy pass. George is gonna be like, hell no, that bitch crashed my car.
Like, it's not gonna go well.
Fuck no.
I do not see George as like a good mentor. But I mean, we've never seen him as a mentor anyways, like because
I know,
he's
but I just don't see it happening. Like
I don't see it happening after what
I
like
don't want to say he's too like self-centered, but
yeah.
he kind of is.
It kind of is. All F1 drivers are selfish, but he shows it a little bit too
He's
much.
still very selfish. Like they don't
Very
have to be selfish, but George takes it to a whole new level.
Yeah, I need him to relax a little bit. I'm
I need him
hoping
to chill.
I just as long as it doesn't affect Kimmy's performance, I hope Kimmy just like not minds his business because it's F1. But I'm like, as long as you can just drive good and just hopefully George doesn't be mean and bully him or something. Please.
Kimmy, just stay to yourself.
Yes. Mind your
just
business.
stay to yourself.
Just go over to the Haas garage and see Ollie. Like,
Go
Just
to
have a
Haas.
play date.
Have a play
Yeah.
date with Ollie every now and then.
you'll be
Esty,
fine.
I'm sure Esteban will adopt you if you ask. So
Honestly.
go hang out with them. Okay? It's all good vibes. It's all good. No, I'm worried. I'm worried. And I think Kimmy is like such a bright future. Like he is such a talent.
Yeah.
And I hate that his first season it like could be so rocky.
Yeah.
His first season is honestly going to be so stressful for him and put so much pressure on him
Yeah.
that it could either make or break his career.
Because
And
the
that's what I'm
Mercedes
worried
car's
about.
starting to get decent.
Yeah.
Like the end of 2024, the Mercedes was getting better. Not to say
Like
it was great, but it was getting better.
And we
Yeah.
saw that in Las Vegas
Mhm.
with the 1-2 they pulled. So
And Kimmy also, if Kimmy does do good in this season, like he performs well, he's consistent, he's getting kind of matching as much as he can to George. I don't really obviously know how good he'll do, but if he's consistent enough and he performs well, that could show so much to his character on how, because he has an immense amount of pressure this season. And if he pushes through that and actually has a really good season, then he's going to become very valuable to Mercedes because they're not going to let him go because that's insane potential right there because he has very good potential and we know
he's
that.
gonna become like I wouldn't say like the next Lewis, but like the next one to like be adopted by a team and literally like
Kimmy
fostered.
gives me
Kind of like
Max
how
Verstappen. Like
Yeah.
that same vibe. Like come in really, really young to a team and they're
And
gonna
then-
hold on to you as
He's
long
going to
as
be Mercedes.
Yes.
He's going to be Mercedes Max Verstappen
That's
because
what
you know how Toto wanted Max Verstappen, but he chose Red Bull. And I don't care what Toto says. I know he's like he regrets that not getting Max, and he's like he wants Kimmy, and I just they
That's
reflect
honestly,
each other so
like,
well.
I think that's why they pulled Kimmy so early.
Absolutely,
They
yeah.
pulled him straight from like F4 straight to F2.
Mhm.
He's been a season in F2 and now he's in F1, which is not very often heard of.
Yep.
Like you go through F2 for at least like you go through all of the F like 4, 3, and 2 for at least a year in each of them. Some do more than a year. But I think they saw so much potential in Kimmy and like got flashbacks to Max and they're like,
Yep. They saw the Max in
hands
him.
on this kid. Like we
Yes.
cannot let him go this time, guys. We gotta get him.
Not this time.
But I wonder if that's gonna rush him into something that he's just not ready for.
I don't want the pressure to kill him.
I know, I'm really worried.
I don't know. I just think he has potential. I think he will.
I think he does too.
I don't think he'll have like a terrible season, and I also don't think that they're gonna just like boot him after a bad season. I think they know what they're working with and the potential that he has. They recognize that. And then I think they're just gonna work with him and grow with him. So even if he doesn't have the best season, I don't think he's going anywhere, honestly. I think he'll stay there for a couple seasons and see how well he does. So
yeah, I agree.
And keeping up again, let's go over to Max and Liam, the other top team that also has a transfer. This one makes me anxious. I can't even like really talk about it.
I'm genuinely gonna be like head in hands the entire first race.
I'm
gonna be like
so scared. I'm like I've never been so scared for like a first season like race before. So
I truly think out of all of the pairings that we have, Max and Liam will be the first to crash into each other over something. It could be
lap
something.
1 in Australia, Max and Liam.
No, guys,
I don't think
predicting it right now. Right now. You heard it here first.
I knocked in the wood, so it's not gonna happen.
Guys, no.
Hey, it's in the universe
just-
now. It's up to them.
I just feel it in my gut. Like they will be the first teammate pairing to crash into each other because I think both of them are going to be fighting for something to get up in the field, and it's just bound to happen with how both of them drive so aggressively. And so, like, who cares? I'm trying to win. With that mentality, there will be issues on the track. And if
I
it's not going to be them, it's going to be Lewis and Charles because both of them want that win just as badly. So it's going to be one of those two pairings, but I have a feeling it's going to be Liam and Max.
I
Like,
just think that I just think honestly, I I'm disagreeing with this just because I don't want it to happen, but also I just think that Liam has to have something. He has to have done something. I don't know. There's no way that they just say, "Oh yeah, you can just go fight Max for free." It's like fine. There's got to be something that he understands, like that I'm fighting for this Red Bull seat long term. I just know like from what my I think is going to happen, I think that Liam knows that he's fighting for this seat long term, and once Max leave, because Max might retire in 2028, and I think Liam will want to try to do this long term, take over Max's number one spot. So he wants to establish himself. He's not going to establish himself by fighting Max Verstappen in the first few races. I think he's kind of trying to play the long game. I think that's what he should be doing, and I'm hoping that's what he's going to do. Because there's no way that the Red Bull strategy, the Red Bulls team is just going to be like, yeah, you can fight Max. It's fine.
Oh no.
Because they
There
want
was
Max to
definitely
win
a
that
contract
championship.
clause.
They're going to Liam to support Max, not fight Max. I just don't see them allowing that. And if Liam does that consistently, I just don't think they're going to even keep him in the team. I think they're going to
Yeah.
be like, yeah, you're out because they're supporting Max more because Liam's a rookie. This is his first full season. I
Yeah.
just don't see them supporting that happening. So I'm
No.
gonna I'm
I
gonna
think Liam will
it's
behave.
not gonna happen. They're not gonna
I
crash.
think I
Ever.
think Liam will behave for like a few races, but he's also very hot-headed. And I just don't see him surviving an entire season without eventually getting pissed off at Max if the car is good. Like if the
yeah,
car is good and he's able to stay on par with Max, like close to him at least, I do
he's
not see
going
it
to
getting
try
to
and
a
fight
point.
for a win.
Yeah, I don't see
No
it getting
F1
to a point
driver
where
is gonna
Liam's gonna be
like,
like, nah, I'm gonna
yeah,
sit this one out.
they're
Like
not
he'll
gonna
do it for the
stand
first
on the
few,
second
but
or third step for like races and not want to be on the first step.
no.
They're
Liam's
gonna
definitely gonna
want
get
that.
hungry about
Yeah,
Yeah,
that.
I think he'll behave himself for a little bit because he knows he's on a thin rope at the beginning. But I think later on, once he gets more comfortable, I think he's going to start pushing his luck. And
Yeah.
as he's getting better and getting closer to Max, I think it's going to get a little scary. And
Max
I'm okay.
definitely Max definitely wants the competition, but he definitely doesn't want his teammate being as aggressive as he is coming like because that's very risky because he loves competition, he loves having battles, like all the F1 drivers love having battles, but I just think at some point it'll get to the point where Liam's like, oh, this car's if the car is good, if the Red Bull car is good and Liam is driving well with it and getting
Yeah.
to podiums, he's gonna be like, I don't want just podiums, I want that win because of
Yeah.
course as the F1 driver personality comes, you need to be selfish, and I think he very much has that trait. And I'm hoping it doesn't crash and burn. I'm hoping it just helps him in the Red Bull. I don't know. It's so stressful. It could go terribly, but it could also go very well. But it could go terribly.
To see. Yeah, I think it's really 50-50. Like
Oh yeah.
it could go either way, and I think we'll know in Australia. Like I think we'll know the first race how this is going to end up.
Like
Totally.
that'll set the tone for the rest of the
Yeah.
season.
Oh
Like I
yeah.
feel like I agree with Katie. I feel like he's definitely gonna be testing the waters, and then he's gonna once he gets comfortable, he's gonna be like, okay, let me try this one time and see
Yep.
what happens. And
Just
then
once.
yeah, just like okay, let me see real quick. And then if it goes good, then he's gonna be like, okay, like he's gonna get like hungry.
Okay, let me keep doing this.
Yeah, exactly. But if not, he'll be like, all right, I tried it, I'm good, I will support you now. I'm not even gonna try nothing silly anymore. I
Max
promise.
is gonna be mad. He's gonna be on that radio. I know he's not gonna want that. He's gonna be like, you guys need to he needs to stop doing this, blah 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 blah, whatever. As
Yeah.
drivers do complain on the radio. He's gonna be
Because
complaining on
Max
the
is
radio
so
when he does
used to
that.
having Checo as a teammate.
Yeah,
And
it's
Checo would just
weird.
roll over for him. Like
Absolutely.
Checo gets asked for Max to go past. Checo's moving.
Because he knew his role.
He
And
knew his role, he knew his
yeah,
position, and he was okay with it.
yep.
Liam is not going to be that way.
I
Liam
think
is not, if he's leading against Max, he's not just going to roll over and be like, yeah, man, go past me. Like, it's
I do
chill.
honestly think though that I think that it could be okay. Like, I think Liam will be okay in that role for almost like a full season. That might be controversial. I think that the first season, he'll be like, okay, this is my first season. I don't want to mess it up. I don't want to slip up and get kicked out. I need to establish myself in the team and just prove that you can be consistent and keep up with Max while letting him by and not competing with him. I just think that long term, I think 2026 season, if Liam is still here, he's going to be like, okay, I've been here for a whole season. I'm more experienced. I can keep up with Max if he can. And I think next season, I don't know if that might be a little hot take or something. I don't know. But I think this season it'll be a little bit calmer. But I think next season Liam will be like, oh, I can do things now.
I give him half the season.
Real.
I give him half the season, and I think he's
I'm being
gonna
optimistic, honestly, but I don't know.
Sorry, I have no faith in Liam. Love you, Liam. I'm sorry, but I have no faith in your ability to hold yourself back. I have no faith.
I feel like for sure we will see Max and Liam bicker on the radios. That's no questions asked. It's
Yeah.
gonna be back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I feel like they're gonna be the top ones on the radios.
Yep.
Him
They're
and
gonna be the top ones paying those fines too.
yeah, them and then Lewis
Them
and
Liam Lawson crash fines are gonna be expensive.
Travis.
I think if Liam decides to lock in and just keep his head down, he could be a really good teammate because he has a fighting spirit. But I also think that because he has a fighting spirit, you were like y'all were saying, he could be insane. And I feel like there will be a lot of like bickering between them. Hopefully, just like I don't know. I feel like he has a little bit of like racing maturity to find, which I feel like Max had to find as well with like being, reckless with like his driving style, especially when he was younger. But I don't know. I think could be interesting. I think it will be interesting.
Agreed.
Lap one, gonna go crazy.
Agreed. Now, carrying on from Red Bull, let's go to V-Carb, the junior Red Bull team. We have Yuki and Isaac. Isaac Hedjar and Yuki Tsunoda being
I'm
teammates.
scared.
Two of the most like aggressive drivers on the radio.
Terrified.
I'm
I
so
am
scared.
scared.
Katie's crashing out. Like
I don't see this going positively
Genuinely?
like at all, honestly. I have no hope for this. I think that they're gonna be like this. Because they're
No
both
team makes me more nervous than those two.
they're so headstrong.
So nervous.
They're so headstrong, they're so aggressive. I honestly like it's for the first couple races, it might be okay. Maybe. I'm being optimistic with the first couple races. I'm saying like I think it's gonna go crash and burn right away. I don't know. Like, I don't know what they were thinking. For some reason, I just think, okay, I don't know. Isaac seems so sweet when I see like little videos of him, but I'm like, I've heard your radios. I know how you talk. You talk like worse than Yuki Tsunoda, which is crazy. They're gonna cost V-Carb so much money in those swearing fines that just came through.
Oh my god, I lied. Liam is not gonna cause the most crash damage. It's gonna be one of those V-Carb boys.
Both.
Calling it right now. Both of them.
They
1 and
scare
2.
me. They scare me very badly.
I'm actually so nervous because the issue with them is I think the first few races they will be the teammates closest to each other in the pack that can collide and like
Yeah.
that can have fights super early on because like I feel like Isaac and Yuki are very similar in like skill level. Yuki has a little bit more like F1 experience.
Yeah.
But like I don't think it'll take long for Isaac to become on Yuki's level. And it could possibly be in the first race, which I think is what makes it even scarier because the battles will start earlier. And there's more time for them to just like be at each other's throats.
Because you have Yuki, who honestly, I will stand by this. I think that he will probably go to Aston Martin or something over there because Honda's going to Aston Martin, and Honda and Yuki Tsunoda are like this. So I don't even because I think what was gonna happen, Honda wanted Yuki to go to Red Bull. That didn't happen. Now I think that Honda's gonna want Yuki to go to Aston Martin. I think they want to stay together, and I think Yuki is kind of over the Red Bull dream now. Because if he wasn't getting it now, when is he really gonna get it? Let's be honest. So I just see Yuki trying to prove himself even more than usual this season, which is gonna be bad. Like great for him, but it's gonna crash and burn. And you have Isaac Hajar, who is coming in for his first F1 season. He's like, I need to prove myself. There's so many teams, like there's so many new rookies. I have to prove myself as one of the best. And I just see it going like this, and that's how I see it going.
Yeah, I would
I
agree.
am praying Yuki Tsunoda goes to Aston Martin. That is like, please.
He would look good in green, I think.
I'm
I'm just
interested to
tired of Red Bull
see.
mistreating him.
Mhm.
Oh yeah. I'm interested to see like if since Yuki's kind of becoming like the number one driver of VCarb, if he matures at all. Like if he grows into the role of like being a number one driver, or if he like continues to be the way that he is.
Mhm.
I don't know.
I think if he wants to go somewhere else, I think he will grow into that role a little bit more. I'm
Mhm.
hoping.
Agreed.
Imagine Yuki Tsunoda and Lance Stroll as teammates. Sorry.
Kind of a vibe. I kind of freak with it, not gonna lie.
I actually kind of like it. Wait.
It worries me, but I'm also like it could be good.
I'm not opposed. I think
I'm
it would
mad
be
at
interesting. I think they'd be funny together, at least in like interviews
This
and
could be
everything.
cool. That could be good.
I'll
feel
go
like-
ahead and out myself as a Lance Stroll supporter.
Oh, we support every driver here, by the way.
Yes.
I
See, if you
support
guys didn't
every
know,
driver.
we
I'm just
support
very
F1
neutral on
every
Lance
F1 driver.
Stroll.
We do not support any Lance Stroll hate here. We support Lance Stroll.
We
I-
love Lance Stroll on this podcast.
Lance Stroll always has like an older teammate though, so this will be different for him. He always has an older teammate. Let's be honest. I feel like
That's so true.
Fernando, Sebastian, Yuki does
That's
not
true.
do that, but there's always time for something new. Now, on to our last pairing. We have Alex and Carlos. I'm excited, but I'm also a teensy bit scared.
I'm hype as fuck
so
for this
excited.
one.
I don't know.
I
Is
think they're
anyone
gonna
scared?
work
I'm
so well
scared.
together.
No, I'm ready.
I think they're gonna
be
do fine.
great. I think
Yeah.
they're gonna be great. I think they're gonna be awesome. I'm so excited.
I'm so excited.
I'm so excited to see the trajectory of Williams with Carlos like implemented in
That's
the team.
what I'm
Like I'm
excited
actually so excited.
Yeah.
Like before I was kind of like neutral towards Williams, but now I'm like, wait. I'm kind
Bring
of
Williams back to
excited.
the top.
No,
Bring him
I
back.
Yes.
Because like where y'all at? I want to see you right
Carlos, you got this, babe.
You see
Carlos is
Carlos
going to
back
make
up.
those mechanics work, but he's going to make them work in such a positive way. It's
Yeah.
not going to be crash central again. No, he's going to be like, hold up, we need to do this to the car.
Like, guys,
He's
Ferrari
going
did
to
this,
communicate
we might
with
wanna
them,
change
like-
that.
He's gonna be like, "Can I cook you a pancake for that?"
No, I think Carlos, the way we saw him in preseason testing, or well, I guess it was postseason testing technically, whatever it is. He was with Williams and he was working during his lunch break, for heaven's sake. You can see how determined he is. He missed lunch to go work with the engineers.
Mhm.
He is such a smart driver. I stand by the fact that he is the most intellectual driver I've seen. And I think he's so smart, and I think he's just so like thorough with his thinking. And I think that's gonna bring so much to Williams. I do get kind of scared that at some point Carlos is gonna like kind of rise up and be like the shining star of Williams, and Alex is like, well, I've been here for years. Hello, like what am I supposed to do now? Because he's been the number one driver, like the star, like kind of like they wanted to build. I remember James Valles, he was like, oh, we're building the team around Alex. Well, now what are you gonna do when you have Carlos Sainz coming in trying to save this team and bring it to the top? I'm kind of scared about that. I'm apprehensive about that happening later on, but I still think they're gonna be a great team, and I think Carlos is gonna do great on Williams. I don't know if I see him there long term at all, because Fred Vasseur is even talking about how he might bring Carlos back. So I'm gonna keep that in mind. I'm gonna say Carlos helps Williams out a little bit. They are great. They're happy. They're a happy little team. But then maybe Carlos will go back to Ferrari. If
I don't
can
see it happening.
Remind
Sorry.
everyone of this real quick. Red Bull has a problem. His name is Alex Albon.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Sorry. Y'all were talking about how Alex might get left in the dust, and that's all I thought about. And if I had to
Cam,
think it, y'all had to
genuinely,
hear it.
Cam, I
mute
have
your
tears in
mic
my
and
eyes.
do
Cam,
not
I have
unmute
tears in
it.
my eyes. I have tears in my eyes. Why would
I'm
you do
so
that?
sorry,
No.
guys.
I'm
I
forgetting
just-
that you said anything.
Okay, that's fine.
I don't think
Two-
Ferrari is going to take Carlos back. Sorry. I don't think
No.
it'll happen.
No,
I'm
guys,
sorry.
no.
My issue with Ferrari taking Carlos back. Ferrari has made it very clear that their end goal is to have Lewis for a few years and then bring Ollie up into the team.
Oh, I forgot about Ollie.
Yeah.
Never mind. I think
Unless Charles leaves.
I was about to say, what if Charles leaves?
Unless Charles leaves.
Ooh, I don't like how that words.
If he gets fed up, like
Unless
I think he
Charles
would leave.
decides he's gonna go.
Ollie and Carlos, hey.
Ollie is gonna come up to Ferrari. Ferrari has made
like
it
that.
very clear.
But it kind of reminds me of like you going back to your ex-boyfriend or something. It's like you're going back to Ferrari. It's like, huh, really? They actually just abandoned you. They ghosted you.
Really, babe? They literally ditched you the moment Lewis like knocked on their door.
It's like they literally ghosted you and you're going back to them. It's kind of embarrassing.
The moment they got that call from Lewis, they called Carlos right after. They're like, "Man, I'm so sorry."
I honestly though, if I'm being real, I would be that girlfriend. I would probably go back to Ferrari because it's Ferrari. Hello.
Yeah, I think if Carlos has the opportunity, he'll go back.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I don't think Ferrari will have the availability to give him that opportunity.
It depends on how William does. It depends on because they're not going to magically get podiums within like a season. They have to build him up. But I think if Carlos is there for a few seasons, I think they can make some drastic progress.
I think if Carlos can bring Williams back to the front of the grid, will be the coolest comeback ever. Keep Carlos at Williams. Let them do their thing together.
Is he not making the same career pathway? Is that Ellen Prost?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Ferrari Williams.
Yeah, he is.
You see?
Oh my God, he is! I saw that post the other day.
So
World Championship incoming.
Yeah, championship is
Carlos Sainz, Williams, World Championship.
It's happening.
Get ready for it.
You guys
get prepared.
You heard it here at Pass the Paddock first.
You heard that, okay?
Yeah.
Not in 2025 because 2025 is Lando's year. So don't push it.
Whoa, hey, I don't agree with that actually.
Whoa!
You had 4. Give me 1.
I'm not saying Max. What if I meant Charles?
You had 4.
I meant Lewis?
I can have 1.
No,
okay.
no, you know what? No, you know what? Max has to get 8 world championships.
No!
Lando
needs to get 1.
Let me speak on this. Max gets 8 world championships. Max retires, goes to some other thing. Lewis gets his last world champion. And then Charles gets about 6 or 7 world championships.
17 years!
Boy,
and then Lando can get a couple after, okay?
No, he'll be like
90. Charles has to go first. Charles
will be
Lando. Charles is
Lewis is gonna be like 60.
No.
Yeah, well, you know what? Charles has to get a world championship before Lando. If Lando gets it before, I'm like, I can't have that. That can't happen. Sorry. I don't care how many
2025 Lando Norris World Championship. Get ready for it, people.
I don't care how many Lando fans are in this server. I'm not a Lando hater.
I'm
here. In this server.
Right here.
No. Charles deserves his championship before Lando gets it. I hear my words. I don't care. I love Lando. I love Charles.
I hear my words.
I said hear my words. Thank you.
I hear my words. I hope you hear. I hope you hear.
Gabby, Lando does not have like 70 years to wait for everybody else to win championships.
He has to wait in line. He has to wait in line. Charles, it's Max, Charles.
Max can chill for a year. Let him calm down. Let him take a breather.
Chill is crazy.
Let him have his kid.
Let him have his baby
and his yard,
okay?
And his dog. That he said
let him have the kid.
No.
Lando can win the championship. Then Max can like come back in 2026. I don't care. But let Lando get 1.
No, guys, before Lando comes in, I need Max and Charles to fight for championships and have them go back and forth for a few years. And then Lando can have a few championships.
A few years? No.
4 years. Lando's like 20 years old. He can wait a little bit. It's fine.
We're forgetting that Ferrari did not invent consistency. They gotta be consistent.
I fear it's going to be a hot minute before Charles is fighting for championship.
I'm a Ferrari fan as much as the next person, but they got to cook up some consistency.
They've got some time before they're in championship contention. They got to get their shit figured out.
We actually end our very heated discussion.
No. Lewis, I'm so sorry. Lewis, I'm so sorry.
Guys, I swear that was an accident.
I thought Lewis was coming to hunt me down because I said Ferrari's not winning a championship anytime soon.
That was
Lewis popped
guys,
up. I'm
I'm
like,
gonna-
Hey, guys,
you heard me.
we
I'm
we
gonna
need to
clip that
actually
for real.
we need to end our little heated discussion, okay?
That was-
So we will see you guys next episode. We maybe will not be as heated. We'll see.
No,
It
I'm still
depends
heated.
the topic. We get kind of heated sometimes. So hopefully you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next episode.
Bye, guys.
Goodbye.